यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, wealth, health and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family members. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 16 of 7th chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Chaturvedha Bhajante Mam Jana Sukritin Arjuna Arto Jignyasurartharthi Jnani Cha Bharatarshabha. Has Bhagavan just completed the narration of Ishvara Swarupa in two categories. Then he just mentioned the cause of the problems. The cause of the problem has named Maya. The concept of Maya we cannot avoid when we discuss about Ishvara. Now Bhagavad Gita has got a unique style to deal with Maya, because Bhagavad Gita, a teaching from the mouth of God Himself, therefore we get a thorough clarity, means complete clarity about every aspects. I mean in detailed way. These Upanishads, they will talk very short form. Even Brahma Sutra is a sutra. Sutra is a very shortened form. It needs to have elaborate explanations, so many commentaries, but Bhagavad Gita is not like that, because Bhagavan teaches to his friend who is nothing but his disciple. In the same way here, he just asks us to find the locus of the error. So locus of the error, because all the problems we think they exist outside. This is how we learned, because the problem when we experienced in our life, maybe the exams, because every kid is afraid of exams. I think society should think about it, because giving pressures to the young kid, so it brings some kind of disbalance with kids' emotional aspects. Now we need to have exams. I am not denying it, but exams should not be launched as the factor of pressures. These exams, every kid, they become under pressure, tensed. Some of them, whenever the exams are nearing, they will get fever. Some of them stomach upset. So like in that time, the problems are which is in the form of exams. So many, because when kids are growing, so every incident which happens, they develop their psychological construction. That construction, if it is constructed with the pressure, that pressure, it remains with every decision which he makes or she makes throughout the life. We all were brought up like that alone. This educational system cannot be blamed, because every education should have the exams, but the exams should be also considering the psychological growth. Now this finding the cause of the error, the society teaches, the society has got so many disciplines, rules and regulations, so an individual is not effort to make himself fit for that. For example, discipline like when you go on the road, there are no entries, isn't it? But if you go through the no entries, You will get within 2 minutes the place which you want to reach. If you take a proper entry, it will take 2 kilometers more. Then what your mind will think? So that's, we will cover it. Nobody knows. Their problem begins. Nobody knows. That nobody knows, there is somebody who is very much aware, very much available in awareful form is you and me. So every individual has got I, that I becomes witness. The Shastra says the problem, it's not from outside. The problem is from inside. From inside means problem doesn't have with your real aspects, Swarupa. Even problem doesn't have with Ishvara, who is the cause of the universe. So in between problems happens. So in between problem, between what kind of aspects? Now you are nothing but God. You are nothing but Atma. So let us use the technical term from Bhagavad Gita itself. You are nothing but Atma. Okay, I am Atma. I am Atma. So how beautiful when you think, because I am deathless. Okay, I am ageless. When you understand you are beyond death, beyond age, beyond all kinds of problems, you feel good. There is no problem. But when you think about the world threatens. You know, the 4 kinds of bhakti means bhaktas have been discussed by Lord Krishna, which we had in the last session. So now I am giving a kind of bird eye view. So this bird eye view will help you to fix where the bhakti should be fixed. Therefore I am bringing this inquiry, a discussion. Now I am coming to the point. So no problem with your real self, but the problem it felt from the world. The problem also from your body, mind and sense complex. The disease can affect the body. The disease can be due to the environment. Then see, this world can give problem. Some of the students I know, even they are afraid with the teachers. It means what? We are habitually learning the world can be the proper cause for my problem, therefore I have to fight with the world. But really speaking, the problem doesn't have with the real nature of the world. The same thing I am explaining a little bit more, that's all. So problem is not with your original Swarupa, your original nature. The problem doesn't have with original Swarupa of the world. Our problem means what? Between this false reality called Maya Karyam. The word Maya is used in wrong way by so many people. Maya is the word, it is not the word which you can find the meaning from the dictionaries. You go and see the dictionary, Maya means what? Falsehood or something, the word which is used in Vedanta. So that dictionary is the proper dictionary. The word which is nothing but the technical term. Paracetamol is the technical term. So Kalpal company, the tablet name is Kalpal, but the medicine name is paracetamol, isn't it? So if you want to learn the technical terms, the meaning of the technical terms of medication or medical science, you go and take that dictionary, the related books of medication. But when you want to know the meaning of Maya word, you are not referring from any text. Any text means any scriptures. We have to dig the scriptures to get the meaning of the word Maya. So Maya is not the general word, it's a technical term which is used in the teaching, not in the beginning even, not even in the end. It comes in between. So now Maya as interpreted in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya. Okay, Mama Maya means the my Maya. My Maya Who says this sentence? Bhagavan Krishna. It means the Maya belongs to Ishvara. So Ishvara's power is called Maya. And what is the operation of the Maya? So Maya means it deludes. Okay? So as though we are learning, something is there to delude us. That something is existing within us. Okay? That Maya Tattva. The Maya Tattva means what? The effect of Maya is felt, experienced by us. How it is experienced means as the ear, because when the same example will be helpful. When you see rope, not as the rope, you are seeing rope as a snake, means there is a mistake. So that mistake is caused by what? That's what we call it Maya Tattva. Yama sa Maya. Now, Maya Karyam means the effect of Maya make you to commit error, commit mistake. Now there is a cause is found. That cause is pointed out from the scriptures. You commit mistake because of your ignorance. Okay, that's what the message from the Upanishads. You commit mistake because of your lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge also known as ignorant to the knowledge. Now, if you are not having the knowledge how to swim, you are ignorant to that knowledge. Okay, that ignorant. So why you are ignorant to swimming? Because you are not learnt, you are not informed, you are not got that process done. So these kind of so many ignorance are there, no problem. But sometimes you know how to swim, but you are not able to judge the depth of that water. You dive and something misses, you commit a mistake. Therefore, what you hit somewhere, what happened to that? Like that, you know completely the knowledge, what the lesson you have to teach. If you are a teacher, but you taught in wrong way, something went back, something went wrong. You know how to cook properly. You are a best cook in your country, but sometimes it goes wrong. So why it goes wrong? Sometimes it goes totally wrong. The cause you are not understood. Some causes, all problem is because of some causes. It seems to be so current immediate cause. Therefore, any problem you get, you should think there are steps of causes. The first step means immediate cause. I know a person, so who was having dinner, okay? So now, so his mom was cutting the vegetables nearby. What happened? So somebody is knocking the door. Mom says, so you better you go and open the door. Now he says, no, I won't go. You just go. Then she says, okay, let me finish the cutting job. So as she became hurry, she started cutting fast. What happened? The knife misses, slips from her hand and reaches to his head, and the head was injured. Now, who is the cause? Mom is the cause or he is the cause? So like, whatever the sufferings that you suffer, if you start looking for the causes, you will get amazed, because the beginning from somewhere else. So cause, these are all like noodles. You go one reason to another reason, another reason to another reason, another reason to another reason. So keep wandering. Finally, you reach the same places. Okay. Now, one person who shouts at home, the reason may be somewhere else. So maybe boss might have been given strict order for something. Some action might have been taken, for he started shouting on his children. Maybe all problems, they have their own reasons, but the fundamental ultimate reason said as Maya. The mistake which is due to Maya means the power which veils, which also helps you to project in wrong way. So this all wrong understanding because of what? Maya ji. So that is hidden variable, a source which cannot be defined. Therefore Shastra says Anirvachaniya Rupa. For the past 3 sessions we are just revealing, discussing, inquiring on Maya Tattva. So Maya Tattva means what? That is completely a kind of source which cannot be defined properly. Therefore we have to learn, accept, we have to understand that Maya cannot be understood. Could you understand what I say? We have to accept and understand that reality of Maya is beyond our understanding. Okay, so just you understand, because that entity is Anirvachaniya, we cannot explain. That's what our understanding. We should understand that cannot be understood is the understanding of us. It has to be a proper. That Maya Tattva has to be dealt with. Now I have spoken, I have given the clarity. The problem doesn't exist with our real nature. The problem doesn't exist with the real nature of the creation. Problem exists with Prakriti alone, between Prakriti, body, mind, sense complex, and the 5 elemental aspects. Now these can be dealt with only one process or only one thing called Bhakti. How this Maya can be dealt with? Bhakti alone, only one solution through which you can handle Maya. That Bhakti means what? Transaction. Transaction with whom? With Ishvara. Because Ishvara is the owner of the Maya, author of the Maya. Because this shows, so why Ishvara holds this Maya's power? Because he is Ishvara. This whole concept, they are constructed one on others. When you could realize the concept of Ishvara, then you will be able to realize the concept of Maya. Concept of the Maya, so a source which gives everything, even happiness, problems, some kind of, even due to Maya alone, you could able to have proper sleep, proper waking state and dreaming state, because Maya is nothing but 3 gunas. Okay, these 3 gunas, Maya means people say ignorance. No, it's not ignorance, though it is called as avidya. Okay, avidya means ignorance. Individual ignorance is known as avidya. That avidya is due to Maya. Okay, that's what we are concluding, we are understanding how to deal with this Maya. Maya means collective mistakes, the cause which causes for collective mistakes called Maya. The cause which only causes for individual mistake is known as avidya. And avidya, Maya are both same. Okay, the perception vary. Now what is Bhakti? Bhakti means a transaction. Transaction with God. What kind of transaction? It begins, so the Bhakti, crisis Bhakti. Whenever you are in the crisis moment, or whenever you are got into some problem, suddenly you get the Bhakti. The problem cannot be avoided in our life, but when you suffer, at that time you should have punyam. If you have punya means good deeds, definitely you will be provided some kind of solution through bhakti. That is known as a basic bhakti. So when you get into some problem, so you go to all the people who you know, and you try all kinds of ideas which you get, and you do experiment all the things which people suggest you. Finally, you are not able to find the solution. Problem still is on. Somebody said, go and cry in front of the God. Definitely he will help you. And the person goes and sits in front of Balaji and sits in somewhere in the temple, and he starts crying and talking to the Balaji. Miracles happens. From the next day, problem gets vanishes. Now that bhakta, he develops the bhakti. That's what yo yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya chitam ichhati tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. So tameva vidadhamyaham. I established bhakti into that person who started worshipping. That's transaction. That transaction is nothing wrong. People may blame, you forget about the God. Whenever you are in the crisis moment, you only believe the God. Nothing wrong with it. That bhakti is also valid bhakti alone. Bhakti means transaction. That's all. People say that we should not have transaction with the God. Okay, then whom that you could have transaction with? Transaction with the people, you have to have the transaction. So your breathing is nothing but the transaction with you. Your lungs should transact with the air. It should transact. Otherwise you cannot live. If you have lots of Shraddha, you can have the transaction. That transaction will be benefited. So once you get, this is how the bhakti begins. Then that person will keep on coming to the temple. So when he goes to the temple and he gets some kind of mantra from the gurus and he started doing that, then the next level. So whatever that business he begins, he starts some business, he goes to the temple and he will have the transaction. Okay, again the transaction. So all of us, that exam time we used to have prayer. So we go to Lord Ganesha or Venkateshwara or Parashakti, Lalitambika, and we will say that if I pass the exam, I will just, I will offer 108 coconut. So like we have the transaction. We don't know the value of the God, but we value according to our value of exams. I need to pass. Some of them, they do crores of turnover, like 20 crores of business he is about to begin, and he goes to the temple. If I get the business success, I will give amount for Abhishek. Abhishek amount is what? So only hardly maximum in number 5,000 or 10,000. So to 20 crores business, he deals with only 5,000 with the contract with the Ishvara. See, this kind of contract will be valid, means yes. For Ishvara, 20 crores, 5,000 is equal. He is beyond that calculation. But when the devotee, he gives 50% of mine, then the value of the devotee is increased. Now you see, Bhagavan is not in the statue. Bhagavan, when he does the transaction, the Ishvara also within him. Therefore what? He is doing the self-transaction, sir. Bhakti is the self-transaction, because God is not sitting outside, so the God is experienced inside. It's a kind of self-transaction. That self-transaction valid in a great way in our Sanatana Dharma. That self-transaction. You finally see God is there, but you go and you transact with Him with certain things which you value. For Him, that is not the value. For Him, Samalostasma Kanchana. So this all product is created by Him alone. For Him, that is not the matter. But He will observe you how you value, what kind of value you give to him. That's what Ishvara Tattva. Because he is sitting in you, he can observe all the thoughts. Okay. Then when you develop your bhakti, then the next level bhakti is known as, first level is known as Artha Bhakti, crisis bhakti. The second one is known as, this is Kamya Prarthana. So you desire for more things. Therefore what? This is pleasurable bhakti. I can say pleasurable bhakti, or the bhakti for pleasure, more pleasure. First for security, and the second is to get more pleasure. Then the third level bhakti is called Jignasu Bhakti. So once he gets according to his wishes, Bhagavan gives whatever he wants, but simultaneously he gives Viveka also. Viveka means what? It's a distinguishing capacity. Slowly that bhakta will develop knowledge. He could have a vision, that vision which helps him to have a foresight. He will come to know the non-eternity of the worldly object. Then he wants to get eternal things in the world. Then he will come to know God alone, eternal entity which you can get from the worldly life. Therefore, the next level he desired to get to know God itself. To know the God, you have to have bhakti. That bhakti is known as third level, called Jignasu Bhakti. We will continue the fourth bhakti in the next episode tomorrow. Harihi Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.